welcome to GST Solution. My name is Rushik Desai. Today we are going to discuss about eligibility and conditions for taking input tax credit. Friends, the conditions and eligibility for taking input tax credit is discussed under section number 16 of Central Goods and Service Tax Act 2017. Friends, before we directly jump into the mechanism of input tax credit, it is very important to understand what does the term input tax credit means. So for the sake of understanding, we have divided this full term input tax credit into two separate parts. First, input tax, second, credit. Now what do you mean by input tax? Friends, input tax means any tax which is paid by the supplier of goods or the supplier of services in his supply of goods or services to the recipient. And what do you mean by the credit? It means the tax which is paid by the supplier while supplying goods. That tax is eligible as an input tax credit to the recipient of goods and services so that he can further utilize it for his subsequent sale to another customer. In order to remove the cascading effect, this input tax credit mechanism has been enabled in GST law. Now friends, let us quickly start. What does section 16 says? Section number 16, subsection 1 of CGST Act 2017 says, every registered person shall, subject to such conditions and restrictions as may be prescribed and in the manner specified in section number 49, be entitled to take credit of input tax charge on any supply of goods or services or both to him which are his intended to be used in course of furtherance of business. Friends, till now they have specified two specific conditions in order to take input tax credit. Condition number 1, you must be a registered person, that is the recipient of that goods or supply must be a registered person, and second, it must be in course of his furtherance of his business. It means if the recipient is procuring any goods or services for his personal purpose, it will not be qualified for input tax credit. For example, if I am running a coaching classes and I have purchased air conditions for my residential purpose, जहाँ मैं अपने परिवार के साथ रहता हूँ, मैंने जहाँ से एयर कंडीशंस लिया हुआ है वो एक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स का शॉप है, वो रजिस्टर्ड पर्सन भी है, उसने मेरे को बकायदा टैक्स इनवॉइस भी दिया हुआ है, उसके ऊपर टैक्स लगाया भी है, क्या मेरे को वो इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट मिलेगा? Friends, it will not be eligible since it is not in course of my furtherance of business. It is for my personal consumption and hence input tax credit will not be eligible. However, if I had purchased another air conditions for my official purpose, that is for running that coaching classes from where I am giving coaching to the students, will it be qualified as taking input tax credit? Yes friends, since it is in course of furtherance of my business, it will be qualified as an input tax credit which is eligible to me. In case of AM Motors, that is an advance ruling which has been given in Kerala. So whether a customer can take a credit of demo cars which he is using for giving demos to his subsequent customers. So friends, it has been held in advance ruling that yes, since the demo car is used in course of furtherance of business, it will be eligible as an input tax credit as per the rules specified in this regards. However, it should also be understood that that particular condition for taking input tax credit should not be mentioned in section number 70 subsection 5, that is a block credit. अगर block credit में specifically बताया गया है तो नहीं मिलेगा, otherwise this car, that is that demo car, will be available for taking input tax credit. Now we shall go to subsection 2. In subsection 2 they have given 4 conditions. अगर आप ये 4 conditions fulfill करते हो तो आपको input tax credit मिल जाएगा. In order to take credit, the recipient must satisfy these 4 conditions. What are those conditions? Condition number 1, the recipient must be in possession of tax invoice or debit note or credit note or a self invoice in case of reverse charge mechanism or other duty paying document as may be prescribed. It means friends, if the recipient is entitled, if the recipient wants to take credit of any particular goods or any particular services, he must have the duty paying document, that is he must have the invoice with himself. इनवॉइस के बेसिस पे ही उसको क्रेडिट मिल सकता है. Condition number 2 is the recipient must have received the goods or services or both. It means जो recipient है उसके पास वो goods या तो services दोनों पहुंच जाना चाहिए. In case it is a goods, he must have accepted the delivery of goods, and in case it is a services, he must have enjoyed that services. एक कंडीशंस याद रखेंगे, इट इज ऑल इन कोर्स ऑफ फर्दरेंस ऑफ हिज बिजनेस ओनली. अगर बिजनेस के पर्पस के लिए नहीं है तो ये कंडीशंस हम लोग आगे पढ़ेंगे ही नहीं. थर्ड कंडीशंस दैट ही मस्ट हैव फाइल्ड ऑल हिज रिटर्न्स. The recipient must have filed all his returns. Only then he will be able to take input tax credit for that particular goods or services. One condition which is dependent on the supplier, and that condition is the supplier must have paid that tax to the government. What will supplier do? Supplier will charge the GST on his invoice. He will raise the invoice on the customer, on the recipient. Recipient will pay him the amount of tax, and that tax the supplier have to pay to the government. Only after paying it to the government, the recipient will be entitled to take input tax credit in that particular case. So subsection 2 says there are 4 conditions. 3 conditions the recipient must satisfy, 1 conditions the supplier must satisfy. 3 conditions which the recipient must satisfy is he must receive the goods, he must have the invoices, and he must have filed his return, while 1 conditions which the supplier needs to comply is he should pay the relevant tax to the department or to the government by the due date which is specified. Now we are going to there are 2 provisions also which are given in section 16 subsection 2. First situation is, and the first provision talks about when the goods and services are received in lots or in installments. The registered person, that is the recipient, should be entitled to take the credit in this situation only upon the receipt of last lot और द लास्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट. मतलब अगर रिसिपिएंट का कोई डिलीवरी आ रहा है, वो बिट्स एंड पार्ट्स में आ रहा है, लॉट्स में आ रहा है, एट द मंथ ऑफ ईच मंथ आ रहा है, देन उसको वो चीज का क्रेडिट कब मिलेगा? आफ्टर ही हैव रिसीव्ड द इंस्टॉलमेंट ऑफ ऑल सच गुड्स. एट द टाइम ऑफ रिसीप्ट ऑफ लास्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट ही विल रिसीव द गुड्स. Another provisions which is very important and is a very important is the recipient must pay to the supplier within 180 days from the date of receipt of invoice. Friends, this is very crucial. आपको क्रेडिट तभी मिल सकता है, रिसिपिएंट को क्रेडिट तभी मिल सकता है जब 180 दिन के अंदर वो उस सप्लायर को पूरा पेमेंट दे देता है. इफ 180 डेज में वो सप्लायर को पेमेंट नहीं कर पाता है तो जो भी क्रेडिट रिसिपिएंट ने अपनी बुक्स में अकाउंट किया है, ही नीड्स टू रिवर्स इट. उसको अपनी बुक्स में रिवर्स एंट्री डालना पड़ेगा. However, he also needs to pay interest on that particular tax amount, that is ITC amount. वो ITC जो उसने एंजॉय कर लिया है रिसिपिएंट ने, उसके ऊपर उसको इंटरेस्ट भी भरना पड़ेगा. नाउ द क्वेश्चन अराइज, अगर 180 दिन के बाद अगर रिसिपिएंट सप्लायर को वापस पैसा दे देता है तो क्या वो क्रेडिट वापस रिसिपिएंट को मिल सकता है? यस फ्रेंड्स, द रिसिपिएंट कैन क्लेम बैक द क्रेडिट आफ्टर पेइंग टू द सप्लायर in 180 days, that is after 180 days. Now we are going to discuss about subsection 3 of section number 16, which says that if the recipient has purchased any capital goods and on procurement of such capital goods the supplier must have charged the relevant tax also. Now if the recipient had claimed the depreciation on the tax part also, सप्लायर के इनवॉइस में जो टैक्स लगाया गया है उसी के ऊपर भी अगर रिसिपिएंट डेप्रिसिएशन क्लेम कर लेता है अंडर इनकम टैक्स एक्ट 1961, then on that particular tax amount the recipient will not be eligible to take any input tax credit, because एक ही चीज का दो एक्ट में बेनिफिट नहीं मिल सकता है. If he has claimed depreciation in under income tax act, then he will not be eligible to take input tax credit under GST. Friends, now we are understanding section number 4, that is subsection 4 of section 16. What does it say? It says that a registered person shall not be entitled to take any input tax credit in respect of invoice or debit note for supply of goods or services or both after the due date of furnishing of return under section 39 for the month of September following the end of the financial year to which such invoice or debit note or as the case may be credit note pertains. Friends, it means अगर रिसिपिएंट के पास कोई भी इनवॉइसेस है जिसका वो क्रेडिट लेना चाहता है, वो क्रेडिट वो कब तक ले सकता है? व्हाट इज द टाइमलाइन गिवन अंडर सेक्शन 69? सो इट इज़ वेरी स्पेसिफिकली स्टेट दैट अगर आपके पास अप्रैल 2018 का इनवॉइसेस है जो रिसिपिएंट उसका क्रेडिट लेना भूल गया है, रिसिपिएंट के पास अगर कोई ऐसा इनवॉइसेस है जो अप्रैल मंथ का है जिसके ऊपर उसको क्रेडिट मिलना है, वो लेकिन अकाउंट करना भूल गया है, तो वो क्रेडिट वो कब तक ले सकता है? सो लॉ सेज आप सब्सिक्वेंट ईयर, दैट इज इफ इट इज अप्रैल 18 देन सितंबर 19 तक वो इनवॉइस का क्रेडिट रिसिपिएंट अपनी बुक्स में अकाउंट कर सकता है। सो द लास्ट डेट इज September, that is 30th September of the subsequent financial year or the date of filing of annual return, whichever is earlier. दोनों में से जो भी पहले होगा वहां तक ही लिमिट दिया गया है, वहां तक रिसिपिएंट अपनी बुक्स में वो पेंडिंग एंट्रीज अकाउंट कर सकता है। तो फ्रेंड्स, दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द एलिजिबिलिटी एंड कंडीशंस फॉर इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट। इफ एट ऑल यू आर एंटाइटल्ड टू टेक, यू आर एलिजिबल टू टेक इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट, देन यू मस्ट फॉलो दीज गाइडलाइंस एंड यू मस्ट स्पेसिफाई, यू मस्ट सेटिस्फाई ऑल दीज कंडीशंस। उसके बाद ही आपको इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट मिल सकता है, नहीं तो आपको इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट नहीं मिल सकता है। आई होप दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. I hope this is very useful. Thanks a lot for watching my video. Thanks a lot, friends.